Oh man, I feel like I'm about to go off the limb on this one. I gotta say, like, I feel like John Boyega. I feel like he was channeling his inner Denzel Washington on this one, and that's not a bad thing at all. Like, honestly, like, I really do. Let's jump into the review of his new film, Breaking. What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the film Breaking, which is coming to theaters August 26th. Now, this film has hit the film festival circuit, so a couple of people may have already seen this, but now it's getting a theatrical release, so it is time to talk about it. As I said, John Boyega, I think he's channeling his inner Denzel in this, and I know in watching this film, the first thing that came to mind was like, oh, this kind of feels like John Q. And I'm not mad at that at all. If you like those type of films, crime, drama, a little bit of thriller in it as well, it fits the same mode here. I think that there's a very, very big audience for that. So, you know, if you're going to tap into a sort of genre as such, you know, you got to be a strong lead, because that's what people are going to look for. They want to see you drag them through the drama so that they can feel what you're feeling. And John did a good job at that. There's no denying that he did. I've always thought he was a good actor, you know, and I've been wanting to see him in more. So I knew when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, I need to see what this is about. I had heard rumblings of it, but I had needed to see what it was about for myself. And then you have the legendary Michael Kenneth Williams, rest in peace. I believe this may be his last film, and his presence in the film is felt. His spirit in the film is felt. I was just emotional watching him. You know, and I thought that, you know, knowing that this was his last film, the lessons that his character is preaching in this, it's just chilling. It makes your skin, you get goosebumps, your hairs on your arms raised. Like, it is chilling, the messages that his character is conveying in this, as if it's like him sending a message to the world. And I was just like, oh boy. But anyway, let me talk about what the film is about. You have John Boyega's character, who plays Brian Brown-Easley, who is a Marine veteran. This is also based on a true story, so you will see footage of the character, the person that he's portraying, at the end of the credits, so make sure you stay through for that. But he's been denied support from the VA, Veteran Affairs, and now he's desperate. He's trying to support his family. His wife knows how good of a father he is, but like, it's but so much he can do without money, and he has a daughter, and he's just trying to figure things out, and he's running out of options. And so he decides that he is going to hold a bank up, not rob it, just hold it up, because he's trying to send a message. So this is a hostage situation here, where he basically is telling them he has demands. His demands is that he wants the VA to pay him the money that he is owed, and then he'll let these people go. He doesn't want money per se. I mean, yeah, you think about it. It's as simple as, hey, you need money, rob the bank, be out. They were even volunteering to give him money because people wanted to go home. But for him, it was about the message and letting the world know just how the VA turns their back on its veterans. And that was his whole mission, based on true story. As I said, it's to send a message to the world to let them know that the VA leaves its people out to dry. He can't support his family, he is struggling, and beyond that too, he's a military veteran. He has PTSD, he's certainly battling some mental issues. He's had previous episodes, and he's doing his best, and things like this does not make it any better. So again, much like John Q, you see, you know, in that film, him doing what he can for his son, holding the hospital up in order to send a message to get the support he needs for his son. Sort of the same thing where you see him holding the bank up in order to get money to support his family, primarily his daughter. And him and his daughter's bond in this is really cute, and it's sad And then when you understand the mental challenges that this character is going through, you know, it's also just really like hits you in the feels, man. And it's a very, very tense story, because beyond that, you have folks like Michael's character, who's also a vet, but also is law enforcement, other law enforcement people. Everybody's trying to understand, diffuse the situation. And obviously, because it's a hostage situation, you have negotiators and all that other sorts of stuff. A lot of people hand in the pot, but you're trying to put yourself in his shoes to understand what's happening, but also protect the people. And this isn't easy, as we know, and things could be triggering and whatnot, and it explores all of that. So, the film, 103 minutes, for every bit of it, you're at the edge of your seat, because you just don't know how it's going to play out. And I gotta say that, like, no matter what the outcome of this film is, it's never a happy ending when you have situations where people's lives are in stake. But people's livelihood is also at stake, and people doing these things because they're just trying to support their family, because the nation isn't supporting them to support their family. He's a veteran, he's owed money, and so on. And by the way, if you want to know more about this story, definitely wait to the end of the film, as they give you an update as to what's happening. And that's also just like the part of the film where you're just like, I just really can't believe this. I just can't. And I gotta say, like, that element to this is very, I don't know, man. Again, it's just one of those things where you're just like, really just, it's sad, and you're at disbelief, and maybe you're angry too. But like, yeah, it's a story that's raw and raw and true, and it does not at all get away from the message that is trying to be told. So I gotta look at the directors here, Abby Corbin, also co-written by Abby Corbin, and obviously there's a bigger picture here, because when you tell a story about somebody who's trying to get a message out there, that just means that they're just trying to magnify what happened in this so that everybody is aware, and hopefully that more veterans could get support from the VA, not these hiccups or delays or just completely ghosting of things. And we just try to keep the soldiers, when they come back home, give them just the support and resources that they need in order to take care of their family. So, but yeah, I again, if you're like a fan of movies like John Q, or movies that Denzel does Denzel stuff, I think this is down your path. I'm not calling John Denzel Washington, but man, he channeled his inner Denzel in this, really give me that emotional raw feeling in this character that just keeps you invested the entire time. And then Michael Kenneth Williams, he's just amazing at all he does. He is just, I wish we had more time with him, and he's legendary. And for sure, like I said, the messages that he is speaking in his character is just whoo. But yeah, check it out, folks. Jump in the comments when you do, and as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.